I can't even think straight till I get this off my chest. Like, I got some snacks, I got a bottle of water, and I got time. And I hope you got time too, because this is finna be a wild ride. Hold up. I got 2 different kinds of snacks. I got option and I got applesauce. Gotta create some shade for the sun, for the phone that might explode in the sun. Hope to God these wasps leave me alone. Terrified. I said I wanted to come out in the sun. I didn't realize I was coming out in the direct sun, okay? So I almost ended up in part 2 of those files, because if you didn't know, you did the whole TikTok thing where he got a TikTok now and all this crazy stuff about them all basically being released, nobody getting it. So I almost ended up in part 2, and I feel like it is very important for me to tell this story, get it off my chest, because A, your girl can't think straight, and B, I really don't want this to happen to nobody else. Like, it's really bothering me. I'm terrified because, like, they move fast. I don't want this to happen to nobody else. There could be a girl right now in this situation, and this video right here could give her the forethought to be like, hold up, this is happening to me right now. Let me get out. So I need to hurry up. For real. And with that, we need a snack. I should have took a smaller bite of that. If you don't know, like in September of 2025, I got contacted by this photographer to like join their modeling company, right? And they got this website that got all these like pictures of like Vogue catalogs and like high-end catalogs, which doesn't match what they approached me to actually do. But I was like, maybe because the company is like a big company, you know, they have branches. So that's like where my mind was headed with it. Like, maybe they got branches or something and they not promoting they more sensual branch. If y'all don't know, your girl is on OF, been on OF for a couple years now. Your girl has had a wild life. You could literally go look about some of the things that I've done in my YouTube. I never took out my old videos because I don't really believe in that. Like, y'all gonna see the real me from start to finish. Y'all gonna see me at my rawest form to complete. Don't judge me in the process, because God ain't gonna like you for doing that, because your girl is not complete yet. She is not in her full form, okay? She like if I'm a Pokemon, I'm first level Pikachu right now. Like, I'm not even like the 5 Pikachu yet. Like, come on now. Okay, anyways. So I'm contacted by Better Flicks photography. Better Flicks. And Cardi B is following him. So mind you, your girl is kind of like, this could be real, because I got utter faith in my girl Cardi. Like, I don't even believe that she like knows anything about this. I'm not saying she's doing any of this. I'm just saying I kind of have faith in him, because I'm like, well, if my girl Cardi following him, and she wouldn't be following, but you know, it's New York. She a big star. She don't know what these people are doing. Girl, unfollow the man if you haven't already. The company emails me all these different emails. I literally might have to like clip myself frozen just to like show emails and stuff, because like I wrote out a little notes list, and when I say like my brain can't even think, it's so hard to like recount the stuff. Like, you don't even want to relive it, bro. You're like, nah, bro, not me. Like, no. But no, me too. Hashtag me too. So yeah, September 15th, Betterflix contacts me, asks me if I wanna be a part of the company. You know, he gonna reach out to his manager, recruit me, and I'ma my way through this one. I ain't even gonna lie. September 16th, Tiffany Jones contacts me, and she puts me in contact with Mr. Jenkins the same day. Me and Mr. Jenkins talked for a while. They have a lot of manipulation. I like, all I can do is like, I can flick you everything from start to finish. Like, I got every receipt, bro. Like, but basically, I was pointing out little flaws in their story. Like, I should have wrote the stuff down, because now that I have the energy to talk about it, like, my brain is like, what? Like, okay, they had a little crazy stuff going on. Like, Tiffany Jones had these weird capital letters in the middle of the name for no reason. Like, I'm like, a professional company, what? I mean, I also was weirded out that they was like using Gmail, but I was like, you never know. I'm using Gmail and I'm a business, but that would make me a small business, not a big business. So then, like, the Vogue covers on the website kind of don't match. This company is called Urban Professional Productions, and it's switched names a lot of times. So I'm pretty sure it is a trafficking scam, bro. Like, pretty sure. They were kind of pushy. They were telling me that they were going to pay for my ticket, my flight out there. They were pushing me to make the decision as soon as possible. I don't play about wasp. Scared me so bad I finished the Tootsie Roll. Take off them shoes. Okay, so they're kind of pushy, right? So they're like, we're gonna book your flight, we're gonna send you out here, we're gonna house you at casino resort hotels, there's gonna be cameras everywhere, you have nothing to worry about. They asked me if I want to do the safe sex advertisement, and they said it was going to be a solo audition silhouette where I would basically be asked to do like a series of poses or something, and at the end I would be asked to say safe sex or no sex, which is a cool advertisement. I said, okay, that doesn't sound bad, I'll do that. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna book your flight. It's like 2 and 3 days. I make a couple videos of me packing and stuff, try to put clips of those in there, and I was excited, I was ready to go. And then I did fly out, and I landed in Jersey. Oh, I didn't know if I should book with the photographer that I was approached by, because the whole interaction was kind of weird, and we're highly spiritual, so of course I had my mom ask spirit some questions, and it did say that there was a demon on the photographer. But listen, Linda, listen. I know, like, girl, you don't listen, right? I don't listen, okay? Hear me out, though. I asked if I, like, was on the phone with my mom, like, and, like, she got to, like, see him with that, like, help the situation. And it said yes. So I did try to, like, call my mom more and, like, be more active and, like, keep my connection with her. So I had the not a green light, but the green light, you feel me? From spirit. I don't know how I feel about these. Anyways, so yeah, I end up going, I get on the plane. My mama take me there, put me on the plane, I land. I'm trying to open this phone back up, and I ain't gonna lie, I think off rip the photographer was trying to, like, drug me, basically, because he popped out with 2 bottles of wine. Mind you, I land in the middle of the night. I'm thinking that I'm finna have a suite with another female. I got a suite with him, and I'm on the couch. And he got the bedroom or whatever, right? And since he got the bedroom, I'm thinking, like, okay, I guess this is all right. He was like, there's no other girls booked for this shoot, even though they told me there'd be other girls there. So it's a lot of red flags. But y'all, I ain't got no money to, like, fly myself back out. So I'm like, okay, it's cool. 2 weeks, go back home, whatever. We have a conversation. The photographer basically, like, just gets me to open up and like talk about family and stuff, but not like, that sounded bad, not like in a bad way, but like just in like a, like, you know, I guess kind of just trying to see how active my family was in my life, you know. And I think he kind of realized like they were pretty active. I was like, you know, we talk, like I live with them. What do you mean? Like, it's kind of like that energy, you feel me? So then I'm talking about his family, and I don't know if the stories that he was telling me was real, because I was the type of person where it's like, we don't really got to talk about me, you feel me? Like, I'm going to answer your questions, and then, like, I'm going to ask about you, because, like, we can talk about you. We don't really got to talk about me. Ooh, honeysuckles. I love honeysuckles. I used to eat them when I was a kid. He telling me all about his life and stuff, and I guess just trying to get me comfortable. And he ends up choosing not to drink the wine at all, but he wanted me to drink the wine. Weird. Go to sleep, wake up the next day. He takes me to like the little cafe thing for breakfast or whatever. That's cool. And I noticed it's already like low-key pressure to drink. I'm thinking he works for the company and he's like not the manager of the company. So when he asks me weird questions like, are you into scamming? Like, you know, like my brain is like, that's just some Jersey dude stuff, you feel me? Like, I hung with the wrong crowds, okay? I'm not saying I was the best decider of people to hang around. I hanged around people that mimicked the exact same pain I felt from childhood trauma, which we're not going to talk about right now, because right now we're talking about how I almost got Epsteined, okay? The next night after we like come back from food and stuff, him trying to get me to drink a lot and stuff, which I think I did drink a little bit, but I think that night I was way more like cautious, so I was like very aware of my glass, very like, I don't trust you energy. But I mean, eventually after being in a space with somebody so long, you kind of like start relaxing, and I think that's what they played on. He tells me that we gotta do the safe shoot, and he's like, but I ain't gonna lie, you're not gonna like it. And I'm like, why? What? He's like, I didn't know this, but they're telling me that you I have to be in the video with you. I said, what do you mean? They told me it was by myself. He's like, yeah, I know. Oh, he was asking me about my trauma. That's what it was. And I was telling him I already had like sexual abuse trauma, so like I'm not like that's something I was telling them a lot of the entire time. I was like telling them I don't really want to come out there. I already got a lot of abuse trauma, and I'm not trying to do no shoot with a person and like start flipping out on them because it sets my trauma off before y'all even get y'all shoot done. Like, I try to think about stuff on that professional side of things. Like, I'm not gonna say yes to something that I know is gonna trigger me so bad that I'm either not gonna finish it or I'm not gonna want to promote it because I can't even watch myself reliving anything. You feel me? He tells me about the safe shoot. I tell him I'm not gonna do it, basically, and he tells me to email them and tell them I'm not gonna do it, which I do, and they fire me. And I start packing up my stuff, and I'm texting Mr. I think I texted, no, I didn't text nobody yet because the photographer told me to wait and let him talk to them and see what was gonna happen. And so he talks to them and he reads me some email that he said, because who knows, he could have been the one emailing me from the Tiffany Jones account. Or I mean, he reads me the email he sends her, which is basically saying like, oh, she got amazing quality, she's natural, like she's comfortable in front of the camera, like it would be like terrible to lose this person, like. And then Tiffany emails me back and basically says, we're gonna go through with, I'm sorry for being harsh, you just gotta understand I'm a businesswoman. Insert emails, because who remembers all that? I don't know how I feel about these. Like, they're not that good. They're also kind of good. We're gonna try to The Pringle mini. That's what I want to eat. Also not that good, but better, because it's a different texture. Yeah, it's her skin. These are cinnamon and sugar. They kind of taste like those baby puffs, but with a harder texture. Just slightly though. You know, the baby ones like melt in your mouth. So after she rehires me, dude is like, let's go out, let's drink. And we go out and drink. And I think I go to the bathroom this day. I'm not really sure. Don't really remember. It's already April. I already tried to record this video one time, and I couldn't even finish it, bro. Well, no, I finished it, but I couldn't edit it. Nothing in me would edit it. Like, I just, like, didn't feel confident about it at all. I was like, no, I can't put that out. And I didn't. So we go out, me and the dude, to the little lounges inside the casino. Mind you, that's the thing about me. I trust y'all, but I don't trust y'all that much. You thought I was leaving that casino? If I'm leaving that casino, you won't know when I'm leaving that casino. I'm not going to tell you my schedule so that you can set something up against me and catch me outside lacking. No. No, sir, ski. Either I'm leaving and entering with that person, and that's something that he was adamant on. He would say that a lot, is like, oh, you don't got to worry about getting kidnapped at this casino. I feel like people really do subconsciously tell you things. And he would say it all the time, is you ain't got to worry about getting kidnapped at this casino. You ain't got to worry about nothing happening to you at this casino. It's too many cameras at this casino. Like, can't nothing happen to you at this casino. At this casino. Bro, you giving me the key words. Stay at the casino. Stay inside the casinos. That's the only place you're fucking safe, because the casinos have cameras that will track you, and then before you know it, if I know your parents has got location on you, like, before you know it, bro, you like, nah, that's the casino. And I did spend outrageous amounts of money on food at the casino to eat, because they might have been paying for room and board and everything. They was not paying for food. Either I was eating with the photographer in the free lounge, or I was paying for it. But yeah, so the next day after they fire and rehire me, he wants to go out. We eat. For these first like couple weeks, he's taking me out to eat every day, 3 times and 4 times a day. Okay, he's taking me out to eat. It's not until mid-October, maybe November, that he stops taking me out to eat, and I start having to pay for my own food. So the next day, we go out, I eat, I drink 2 lemon drops, and I black out in the elevator. I don't remember how I got to the room. I don't remember having a photo shoot, which we did have, and he did give me the pictures of. And yes, they're on OF. And no, I'm not promoting. I don't want y'all to go look at them. That's not why I'm telling y'all that. It's just that you gotta understand, this is the only way my brain could make sense of it. You feel me? Like, instead of thinking of it as I'm getting targeted right now, my brain is thinking of it as I came here for lingerie, artistic nude, and body paint shoots. And if the person that is test shooting me right now for this is gonna give me those photos to capitalize off of on a platform that I'm already having a hard time capitalizing off of, because it's really not me. It's like I capitalize off of it because of my name. That's the only reason. I don't capitalize off of it because I'm an OF girl. I capitalize off of it because I'm Lana Yazmeen, and there is a lot of creepy people out there who want to see me. You feel me? And I've always been big on get your coin, okay? Get your coin in any way possible that you are comfortable with. If you gotta get your coin, get your coin. And I'm gonna get my coin because I've done a lot worse for the same amount of money. And that's not a low number, bro. That's a high number. I just need to clarify that. That is not a low number. So if I've done worse for the same amount of money and they're both high numbers, why wouldn't I do less for the same number? Come on, y'all. Make it make sense. I don't want to hear no hate. And if I do hear hate, my mom was like, delete it. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm thinking, I don't care, leave it. And we all jump them in the comments. Like, this is not a safe place for you. We gotta let them know that this is not a safe place for the haters. Y'all, I'm only 1 month in to a 4-month story because that's how hard it is to tell. I'm sorry, I'm only 3 days in. Blackout, wake up. I assume they was testing my limits because body check, nothing is wrong with me. But we do have pictures now that I do have. And they are on OF because get your coin, sis. Get your coin. And the next day, I think they did recon to see if I was catching on to what they was doing. Because he comes in and he asks us a million questions. And he's telling me that, like, he's telling me things that I said that I'm like, I admitted to that? I don't even know if I actually admitted to it or if he used that time to go through my phones and shit. Like, who knows? Who really knows? Well, I only had one phone at the time. So who knows if he used that time to go through my phone. I just know I wasn't touched. So then I get my period on the 28th of September. And the dude personality switch for the entire period. He's uninterested in going out. He asked me if I want to eat. He do bring me stuff to eat, and he asked me if I want to go out to eat, but he's uninterested in, like, talking to me. You feel me? Like, he's trying to go watch sports betting and go mind his business. October 1st is when I think they started their plan to, like, start microdosing me and, in a sense, test the merchandise, because that's where all of this goes, and that's where this safe sex shoot goes eventually. I think it was like X or something. I don't know. I just know whatever it was, he was a little loopy and a little hotter than normal. That's all I can say about that. He egging me on to, like, make money, like, and do content. And I'm like, well, since I here with a photographer, it's not like you can finna touch me. He has not touched me to my knowledge yet. But he wouldn't. Okay, so I'll say he shot my content was an escalation. At first, I shot my content. And then he found out that I was basically, like, hiding shooting content because didn't really want to tell him that. Like, I don't know, kind of weird. Like, you're gone all day. I do what I do when I'm here by myself. Not really your business. Eventually, he gets kind of pushier to start shooting my content. It's basically where I'm going with this. It's like, it wasn't really necessarily my decision. It was kind of more so he coerced the decision onto me by staying in the room all day and, I don't know, just doing little things to kind of push the issue. Trying to do more photo shoots. He was trying to do a photo shoot, like, every day around 1. He was trying to get me to be up late at night to do a shoot. And some days I would fall asleep, and there would be days that I could do it. So that was basically that. He always wanted to hug and grab on me, and I thought that was weird. And he would get upset with me because I didn't really want to hug him back, but I'm not even really a hugger like that. Like, can you not? Yeah, and he would want to shoot every day. By the 11th through the 15th, he was, like, aggressively trying to film all my content and trying to touch me while I filmed content. And I think that was him testing, like, what's her strength looking like? Because I know that it was, like, a mind-body disconnection, like, eventually. When he, like, started really pushing the content filming. Because I know, now that I think about it, on those days, he had kind of, like, pushed my schedule. He would do things to, like, keep me up later at night, like, blast, like, TV and stuff to wake me up in the middle of the night. Make me, like, more tired. I would sleep later in the day, and then on them days where I, like, really woke up at, like, 5 at a time that he would be coming back in from his football thing or whatever, be the time I would wake up, and then he would be like, hey, let's go out to eat. And then he would, like, after we go out to eat, he'd be like, okay, let's film content. Pretty sure he was microdosing me at them times, because it was just hard to fight a lot of things. It was more one of them things where it's just like, do I even have the strength? I put myself in this situation. I ain't gonna lie, being that I'm, like, a victim of this, like, 3 times, so many men have gotten into my head saying things like, you put yourself in that situation. I ain't gonna lie, my own dad told me, like, he don't The first time he told me like he don't really know what to say or like say about it, do about it. He said, I chose to be with my mama. I chose to live down there. It's not like he really got any say so in my life. So like he basically shrugged his shoulders at me. I said, so what, you don't believe me? He said, I can't tell you if it's true or not because I wasn't there. So I don't know. It's just kind of hard to accept it. I'm like in my brain right now, like half of me is like, this is important because I'm pretty sure this was like a really big coercion scheme that is getting older women who will definitely be ended once they get to where they're going. Next, by the 16th of October, he was trying to force me to do the safe shoot. So he emails the managers and tells them that I said I was willing to do the safe shoot. I never said that. I told him that I was willing to try it with him before I told them that I wanted to do it, to see if I was even comfortable with it. And if I wasn't comfortable with it, then I wasn't going to do it. And so, but I didn't know he emailed them and told them that. I thought that I was just seeing if I was comfortable. So I'm listening to him doing the shoot. Mind you, I think I'm drunk, but obviously I'm drugged. It's a difference. And he's like, he's having me repeat the scene over and over again. Like the parts of the scene that aren't, well, I mean, the scene ain't supposed to be graphic at all. Let me calm down. The scene was never supposed to be graphic. He has me repeating the scene over and over again. But as he's having me repeat it, he's escalating it over time. You feel me? That's what's happening. So it starts out and he's like, yeah, just walk around the bed, get on the bed, touch me or something, you know, act like you're trying to wake me up, you know, get me up, you know, maybe act like you're kissing on something. Like he, like, okay. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Acts like I do all that, stops, says the line. Okay, well, no, you gotta do it again. I think we did that like 4 or 5 times to the point I'm already like dizzy at this point. And I'm like, dude, I don't understand what else you want from me. And he's like, do it one more time. And he escalates it like to the max. Like, act like you're doing explicit stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I'm acting like I'm doing it. I'm not actually doing it, y'all. I'm acting like I'm doing it. And before I know it, he's just like, it's like I didn't know he was holding anything back. You feel me? It's just all of a sudden like he's here, I'm acting, and then it's like uptake, and he's got me. You feel me? And now he's like, can't handle this, and all of this is on camera, so that is what like bugs me out a little bit. Hard to say. On that note, I need a chip. And then I started having like a little Stockholm Syndrome response, a little fawn. And that was fun. Because your girl was very in denial of what just happened. So it probably happened like 2 or 3 more times. Because I was trying to like not go there in my brain. I'm literally stuck in a hotel room with this man every day. So remember that. I'm basically held captive. Don't have any money to take myself home. Didn't really realize this was where it was gonna go. Terrified that I'm finna get beaten down in the comments right now because, well, why did you let him do it to you more than one time? And why didn't you call the police? And why didn't you? I didn't know what I was dealing with. Period. That's really all it comes down to, is I didn't know what I was dealing with. Didn't realize how hard I was being manipulated. All I knew was once it happened the first time, I felt so ashamed of myself. I didn't really stop it from happening the other times. I kind of just felt like I kind of embodied that you asked for it kind of energy. You feel me? Like, that's the best I can say that. Now, October 17th through 23rd, polar opposite world. Man did not give a fuck about me. I did not want, like I finally got the courage up to like be like, no. I stopped going out with him because I felt like something was off with that. I'm like, why is it that every time we go out, now when we coming back, something off? Like, so I was like, I'm not hungry. Like, I'm all of a sudden not going out no more. Now it's like a polar opposite world. Man don't want to talk. Man don't, like, he's just like a total butthole. I don't know how else to say it. He's like a total butthole all of a sudden. And the cold, rigid personality was honestly terrifying. Like, how did we get here, sir? What happened just now? Like, how did this happen? Yeah, and I have a lot of trauma that kind of mimics these personality switches. Like, and I ain't even gonna dive into that because, like, that would be outing somebody that I love dearly and try to just very much so ignore all of their flaws. So I'm gonna keep that to myself. So these down moments didn't really concern me that much. I didn't really understand because it was kind of normal to me for somebody to be very affectionate to me one moment and then just not be the next. Like, that's normal for me. So it was not, that didn't ring any flags. I thought if anything, I just kind of wounded his ego a little bit, you know? Like, oh, because I'm not aware that I'm being drugged right now. It's not until I really started, like, coming, like, off the drug that like it started exiting my system, which is something I think really might have attributed to why I was shaking so bad while I was there. I didn't understand why for all of a sudden it was like I couldn't walk, like I was like, after I chose to not go out with him no more and I like completely distanced myself, like this is like by November I'm talking like knees weak, like can't get up, like can't breathe for real. That must have been like, I guess, like a withdrawal symptom, but I didn't know I was going through any of that. This is all, I'm a very much so a hindsight kind of person. Like, I look back at my life and be like, okay, so that's what was going on. I've never been like a let me see this from the front end kind of person. Like, I don't know, my brain just doesn't look at things like that. It's like we're working on it, we're trying to shift it. The 24th of October though, I was technically released from assignment, and they said that I had to just do a little meeting, and then the meeting would happen, and then they would send me home. So I've been there for a month now. Actually, I think the photographer told me that I was gonna be released from my assignment on the 24th, and then I swear the owner emailed me, but in here I say I don't have the email. But I thought the owner emailed me and said that like she was gonna be ready to release me and send me home, but maybe that's later. On October 26th, the owner got into an accident and all the funds were frozen, and everybody had to find their own way home or wait until everything died down, and they got their stuff together to basically send us home. And on the 28th, the photographer addresses the accident, and I guess that was just to gauge how I was feeling about it. November was a blur. It was a lot of back and forth. I'm pretty sure I was going through some form of a withdrawal because I was being drugged and didn't know I was being drugged. It was bad. I was literally, when I say I was deep in my spiritual bag in November, deep in my spiritual bag, I was like, God, I don't know what's going on, but you shall guide me. I need you. I need you to guide me. Guide me through these hard times. And God guided me to unpack a lot of childhood trauma, and I unpacked a lot of that, and I don't know. I ended up starting to talk to this dude too. That was also time consuming, and I was using his mirror to gauge what I needed to unpack, basically unpacking my childhood traumas, deep in my therapy bag. Like, oh boy, your girl was working on it. So I'm over here thinking that I'm like shaking and stuff because because the stuff that I'm learning is like stressing me out. Well, no, that's a lot. I think I'm shaking because the dude is stressing me out so bad because he's always like nagging me and stuff, and like we're always arguing. I'm thinking that is why I'm always shaking and having these chest pains and stuff. So The photographer was cold to me the entire November. Like, when I say that personality switch is stuck for a long time, it's stuck. I assumed it was because I wasn't complying with his fantasies, but who knows. By Thanksgiving, he kicked me out of the hotel room because he woke up in a bad mood and he smelled me breaking down some herbs. And we got into a fight about that, and he kicked me out. So I texted the booker, and the booker never replied. But when I was going back upstairs, the photographer was coming downstairs, and he apologized and told me, like, that was wrong of him. So I stayed. Now we in December. First half of December was a blur also. But the further I got away from drinking and the closer I got to danger, I became more alert, okay? So around December 10th, he told me he was going to be quitting the company and that he was going to be wrapping up assignment because they claimed, and he was going to be wrapping up the assignment, and he claimed that someone would be contacting me. Of course, nobody ever did. On December 15th-ish, he's screaming on the phone at the people at the agency, talking about how what they doing ain't right, all this other stuff. Basically a bunch of stuff to make the story look good. By December 16th through the 29th, it was a lot of moving room to room. We're moving rooms every day. We almost got kicked out of the Golden Nugget because he scammed for one of the rooms, and the lady caught on and called the hotel and said she didn't book. I didn't know he scammed until he had me running out of the room. Okay? That's when he explains the situation. So now I'm looking at this bigger picture. I'm knowing something's wrong, but I'm not sure what's wrong. I'm like, maybe this man himself is just dangerous. I'm not really clocking that maybe the company just ain't real. But I understand that him asking me if I was a scammer was obvious foreshadowing. By December 30th, he mentions that his sister and her kids are coming down to visit, which is odd because he don't tell me nothing, okay? On December 31st through January 1st, we checked out of Harrah's at 11 a.m. and he said he would be back around 4, which is usually the time he would be back around. He would leave me to my own devices for a couple hours. And I think that was to see what would happen. Maybe they was trying to see if but your girl just lingered around the casino. I stayed in Harrah's. What you mean? Like, I stayed in Harrah's. Like, I felt safe there. That was the one place I felt safe. I stayed in Harrah's. But by 4, he's texting me telling me the room ain't ready. And then 4 turns to 8, and then 8 turns to 1 a.m. I'm furious. I'm sleepy because I've been up since before 11 a.m. for sure. And if you fall asleep in the casino, you get kicked out. So I'm trying to move around place to place, go outside, smoke, come back in, moving all my bags. Bags are heavy. I'm having a terrible time. Before I know it, it's 3 a.m. I'm sitting in the lobby, basically begging this man in my head to hurry up. And some random dude comes in the lobby with a stack of money. I'm crying because I'm upset, by the way. But I'm not like bawling, crying, like I'm just like sitting there. You can see the tears streaming out my face. I'm like minding my business, like crying. Dude come in talking about some, what dude hurt you? Come spend the night with a real pimp. He pull out a big stack of money. He like, come on, girl, come spend the night with me. I said, is this a setup? I have been here for 4 months, and not once has anybody blatantly tried to buy me. Why is it that all of a sudden we moving rooms every day? Yo, sister coming into town. You done disappeared for a whole night, and now somebody trying to buy me. The one night that you done disappeared for the whole night. Mind you, I go outside to smoke a lot. I just don't tell you when I go outside to smoke. But I really do be outside around that time, that 1 to 3 a.m. time frame. I be out there a lot. Never had nobody try to buy me. The only thing I've ever had was one lady came up to me and told me that I should be in a comedy club because she heard how I was talking to the dude that wanted to be my boyfriend at the time. And your girl is funny, okay? Your girl is funny. I end up hitting up one of my followers because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I called a follower. I'm like, hey, you think you can come get me because I know you in Jersey and I ain't trying to go out sad. Like, it's a lot of ways I'll go out, but not like this. God, I ain't going out like this. You feel me? So dude from Jersey pulls up instantaneously. Take him about an hour to get over there. 4 a.m. I'm in the car going back to that man's house because I don't know where else to go. But I left my bags in the casino because I don't know him either. I don't trust him. He could have been a part of the operation too. He wasn't, but I wasn't sure. So I had to make something shake. I end up staying at their house for the night. He ends up taking me to this like nice breakfast spot. Get these good Belgian waffles. So good. Okay, so good. Turkey bacon. So good. I love food. And then his brother comes back from work or whatever at like 6 or 7, and he takes me back to the hotel. I get back to the hotel by like 8 or something, pick my bags up from check-in, go up to the room that the photographer got, because at some point the photographer told me he got the other room, and to come back. So I did. Got my bags, went back. But this time your girl went back with a plan. That was January 2nd. Now it's January 2nd I went back with the plan. January 3rd, I woke up. I sat in my bed, I waited. I got this man's schedule memorized because you do the same thing every day. He got up, I scanned the whole room for his wallet. I'm tapping everything. I couldn't find his wallet, so I went and laid back down while he was in the bathroom using the restroom because I knew he was finna come right back out. And I got back in the bed and I waited. I waited for about 2 more hours, and then he got in the shower. And when he got in the shower, I knew he was finna be in there for 2 hours. So as soon as he got in the shower and I heard the shower water turn on and the Alexa turn on and him start singing and stuff, I said, bet. I went over to his stuff, found his wallet inside of his hoodie pocket, opened it. Man had 2 IDs. He also had all these other cards and stuff, all kind of names on all these cards. But here's the thing. The ID, that's not the picture of him, this one, that is the name, Michael, that's the name of the dude that he told me who was booking the rooms. I hit up my pendulum because I'm like, your girl may not be the strongest spiritualist, but she kind of strong. She finna find something out. And I asked some questions. I asked, am I in danger? It said yes. I said, are they trying to traffic me? It said yes. I said, do I have weeks to get out of here? It said no. I said, do I have days to get out of here? It said no. I said, do I have hours to get out of here? It said yes. I said, do I need to be out by tonight? It said yes. I said, can I come? Wait. Before I ask these questions. But yeah, can I come? Can my friend come get me? That was the dude in Jersey I was talking about. It said yes. I said, did he drug me? It said yes. Okay, but back up before I ask these questions, because he had to leave the room for me to ask these questions. You can't I'm not asking these questions while he in the shower. That's crazy. He come out the shower and he get on the phone, and remember his sister's supposed to be coming, and he start cussing somebody out, talking about you're messing up all my plans. Like, you're supposed to be on time. I got a schedule. You're messing up my schedule. You need to be here. What do you mean you missed the bus? What do you mean you missed the train? Like, what do you mean you got a schedule? She's supposed to be getting a room at the Tropicana on her own. Like, it don't matter what time you check in the room. If you check in late, that's on you. Like, why are you so mad? I said something is off. And who yells at their sister with their kids like that? Like, when I say yelling, I'm talking like screaming at the top of his lungs, irritated, upset. Why are you yelling at your sister like this? I said something ain't right. So then I asked those questions that I just mentioned. Then I pack up all my stuff and I wait because he leaves out. I know he finna be sports betting all day, and I know he probably not finna come back till like 2 a.m. And I was right. He didn't come back until about 4 a.m. actually. So I pack all my stuff. I'm sitting around. I go outside a couple times, smoke. Around 3 a.m., I go outside and stand. It was probably like 2:45. I stand outside in the cold, y'all. In the cold. It's Jersey in the winter. It's 20-something degrees, 15. I'm standing in the cold. I'm that terrified. Freezing cold, because that man could come back at any moment. I lied. I stood outside at 2 a.m. I stood outside for an hour because I felt like he would come back at 2 a.m. He ended up not going back there till 4. So then dude pull up, and we goes to the other side of Jersey, and I'm there. So January 4th through 11th, my follower done found out that Michael Durant is unfortunately a deceased person, and not that man right there, and that Anthony is a ghost, has absolutely no history, no record, no nothing, no address, no nothing. So they're obviously both fake. He finds out that the company is not real, because I never knew how to look up companies, and I never really asked either. That was information I could have known before I left. I just didn't. Like, that's just one of them things that just, like, why did you do that? I don't know. Just my brain was automatically thinking for no reason. But yeah, I ain't even gonna lie, after everything that had just happened, I already knew I had to decompress. I know my sister's birthday was on the 10th. I know I love her to death. I love her truly. My god sister, I love her truly. But I know how she can be, and when it is her birthday, it is her day. And did I have the mental capacity to be there for her birthday and understand that what I was telling myself was a lie was actually true, and I really did just almost end up on Epstein's Island? I was really being drugged and tested, and there are probably videos of me that have been sent to people in very high places. And there is a possibility I am on somebody's radar. There is a possibility I am a target. So I did slow down communication with my family in the process, low-key. Once I got out, I ain't gonna lie, my brain was just like, we're out. And I made the biggest mistake ever and told my mom that I was still there with the photographer, and done enticed her to say something that hurt my feelings. She was like, you moving like you either selling yourself or on drugs. And my brain is just like, why would you say that to me? You know what I've been through. That's really where my brain went with that. So I really was like, oh yeah, I'm not booking this flight till next week. I ain't going home ASAP. I need time. But yeah, I ended up telling my mom that I wasn't there and that I was with someone else. And then she calmed down, and she was like, I only said that because I just needed to make sure you moved. I needed to make sure you were out of there. So the whole time, I should have just told her I was moved. Like, the right answer was to tell the truth. If I had just said, oh, I didn't trust what was going on, I'm at my friend's house, she would have literally never said that to me. Like, so I created that, and so I'm aware of that. And yeah, so I ain't even finna be hurt by that. And it's coming back. So then, January 12th, I flew back to Atlanta. Yeah, life went from there. All kind of stuff happened with my crazy ex and his girlfriend, and that was hilarious. I might tell y'all about that stuff a little later. I always like talking ish about him, which is bad. I gotta stop doing that, because he's really not a bad person. He's just traumatized, like a lot of men and a lot of women in society. So, like, blame him if you want, don't if you don't. I don't know, I don't really care. And yeah, come to find out, I used to go to John Casablanca's when I was 13, the little modeling thing. Come to find out, he's in the files. So who knows? This could be an even larger conspiracy where they targeted me specifically because they figured out that I was the girl in John Casablanca's that they never got because she never finished paying her dues. Who knows? I don't know. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this very, 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 very based on a true event story. I have overloaded myself with this one. No cap. Just remember, be careful and don't go nowhere if you can't afford to get yourself out, okay? Don't do it. I was very lucky to have followers and have a follower in Jersey that could help me, and I do appreciate him for that, because I would not be here today without him. I would probably definitely be on that island watching SpongeBob, waiting for my turn, you know, like, because the girls don't make it out. It's easy to find girls, terribly hard to find boys. They value the boys more than they value girls, and that's the sad part about it. But yeah, so I really hope this gets somebody to safety, or at least bring some awareness that it's not over. The fight is not over. They're definitely still out here. We're definitely still in the middle of a spiritual war, several physical wars, war on the people, war against the other countries. Like it's so much plaguing our society right now, so you got to stay vigilant for sure. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. This one was kind of long. My videos typically won't be this long unless I got a long story, but yeah, catch you in the next one. Bye.